So Todd and Erin Morning stream on GephartDaily.com. And first of all, we should tell you, thanks for joining us, that something happened yesterday. The head coach for Real Salt Lake was fired.
Oh, I know. That was really a shock. I was all over Twitter and everyone was like sort of alternately thrilled and happy. So we kind of posted on Facebook Live this morning. If you're on Facebook Live with us, Gephart Daily, Gephart Approved, or Todd and Erin, good morning. Thank you for coming. Pretty strong reaction. Scott Kingsbury
We have
said,
friends who are incredibly devoted to this. Who is this, Amy?
This is Father Kingsbury. He says, that's football. It's always blaming the manager. I'm a Manchester United supporter. Manchester United, right here. And we still haven't found the right coach since Sir Alex retired. Amy, who is practically a sister to me, is a psychotic fanatic. She says, it's an interesting move at this point in the season, and while I've always been skeptical of the Kessler haters, I don't know that a good goalkeeper coach coming in as head coach ever made sense. I think Kassar was just in over his head. Ironically, we now have our current goalkeeper coach for the interim yet again, which makes kind of amusing sense, I guess, in a sense. Jeremy Crocker said, I've always thought the Borchers would be good for the position. Nate? Could he? Yeah, actually. So anyway, it was kind of a shock for a lot of the Real players. I can't believe how big that's gotten. Do you realize that they have higher attendance now than the Jazz, I was about to say the Wolverines, which is not our hockey
Grizzlies?
team. Thank you.
I'm going to go over here and cough. I'll be right back.
So it's interesting that it's hit this hard for everybody. But I guess I didn't realize how emotionally involved everybody would be. That was nice.
I think beginning of the season, though, you lose your coach.
Yeah. Well,
bad timing.
Yeah, it was a little irritable. Clint said, well, because they haven't won a match in nearly 6 months. But they just started. I don't know if that is as fair.
Well, I think yesterday, if you were live and watching television, you knew that the hearings, the information, the FBI, all this work, hours and hours of work, has finally paid off.
Oh, you're talking about the congressional hearings? Because it was really inspiring hearing the FBI director and all that.
No, I'm talking about something important like Tom Brady's jersey.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No, wait, explain this. So I didn't know this, but during all of the brouhaha in the football game, and they pull on the shirt that says world champions, blah, blah, blah.
In the locker room.
So his sweaty football jersey from this epic game, which was freaking epic, disappeared? Is that what happened?
Yeah, it disappeared from the locker room.
Along with the football, right?
So they found out. No football, just jersey.
Just the jersey? Okay.
Because, and so the FBI got involved in this.
Okay, explain to me why the FBI got involved with an NFL jersey theft.
Well, first it started with the security staff for the NFL, and then with the team's security.
Okay.
And then they said, okay, and they looked at footage from a documentary that was being made for the Super Bowl win.
Oh, those are always good.
And in the background, they could see his locker, and they could see the jersey there. And I saw all the reporters, and there's one guy who was posing as a international reporter, grabs the jersey and hightails it to Mexico.
What an idiot!
So he is in Mexico. He has the jersey.
You can't sell it. Why would you do that? It's because everybody's going to know. Well, that jersey is hot. Where did you stole the jersey?
I think it's like the high-end art collectors.
Oh, and they buy stuff from art thieves.
And they put it like up in a room and just hang it, and the door's locked, and they're the only can't tell anybody. And there is your piece of art that you've stolen from the world.
But it's true, they have a huge satisfaction of, I get to look at this piece of art and nobody else gets to. So it was the same thing for this guy, like I get to look at Tom Brady's sweaty jersey and nobody else gets to. What happens with the FBI though? I mean, is this like a felony? How bad does this get?
Well, they can't really go after him. There's no extradition for jerseys. And I think they're hoping that he'll take some money and take it or whatever. But
jersey theft.
Right? And he specializes. Evidently, he's done this before.
Okay.
So anyway.
Well, everyone's got to have a talent, I guess. But
up on the Hill, busy day too. A lot of bills are getting thrown through up there. SB 196.
Now, this is up on the Utah State Capitol?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, which one is SB 196?
Sex education.
Oh, sex education.
Yeah.
That's good. What's in the bill?
They acknowledge that there is sex. That's it. That's all I got for you.
Are you serious?
It's the same thing we've been dealing with forever. And it's
really?
Just like, you kids can not go to the sex ed maturation. Is that what?
It used to be called maturation when I was in grade school. And yeah, 5th and 6th grade, and the nurses would come in from some hospital, and they would explain the whole concept of plumbing to you. And
Girls separate?
oh, always.
Okay,
Yes.
all
Girls
right.
are always separate. And yeah, but my mom was always really good about it. I mean, I started asking questions at 5, and she would just bang all the information out. Like, yeah, there you go. She was really good.
My parents are from New England, and so I would ask them maybe something, and they'd tell me go out and rake leaves. That was about it. Oh, the worst thing. In junior high, I remember this. I will never forget this because I had a crush on our biology teacher, right? She was just gorgeous. And I was in junior high, and I was in love with her. And then I wasn't doing well on this part of the curriculum, so she tutored me. So it was one-on-one in her office using all the grown-up words.
Oh, wow. Okay, you should be grateful at least it was in her office and not out in the middle of class with all the other 7th graders going.
I was so uncomfortable. It's like, the male thing is called, and I was like, oh, she said it. Oh.
You haven't even told me this before.
Oh, my gosh.
You know, you can't blame your parents. I mean, they're Yankees, and it's
just
Yankees are just more closed mouth than, you know, in the western side of the world, we're like friendly puppies, like, hi, what's your name? What's your favorite color? Do you have any cousins? And so when I went back to meet Todd's parents,
let me tell you, she is so talkative that she got my mom to tell me why she named me Todd. I didn't even know, and she found out it's because it was an English.
It was an English actor she liked in a movie, yeah.
Right.
And he had 2 Ds, which is why she insisted on naming you with 2 Ds, Todd.
My parents and I didn't talk much, evidently.
Well, they were Yankees. Don't you remember the first time I asked your mom how she and Mel met? And she goes, that's very personal.
And 5 minutes later, she was laying out a flow chart of how it all went down.
We kind of drifted off the whole sex education thing there.
It's
didn't
okay.
We?
So at least we know there is sex in Utah. And
that's nice to know that it's been established with this bill.
All right, so information time.
Now, explain this about the jungle diet. I'm confused. Is this like a new weight loss thing, or?
If you want to be healthy,
okay.
Heart attacks and heart disease is like #1 killing thing in the world. So they actually found these people in Bogota, and
you just like saying
just
Bogota,
like saying
don't you?
Bogota.
Yeah.
And they're natives. They're natives, and they're out there, and their diet consists mostly of monkeys. They got monkeys.
They eat the monkeys?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I like the monkeys.
They usually go after howlers, but they're easy to find. Go, ooh, ooh, ooh.
I know, but monkeys, they're sort of like your dumb cousin, you know, because they're just so close to us genetically. It just seems wrong.
Well, they're eating their dumb cousins then. So basically that and piranha from the river. Yeah.
Piranhas.
Yeah, they eat piranhas with those razor-like teeth. So the facts
on
on
the bright
this,
side, there's fish oil, if you can get past the teeth.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Here's the deal. They have the lowest heart rate disease ever measured.
Really?
They measure the plaque in
the tribe or the piranhas?
No, well, both, I guess.
I guess.
Because they have to cut out red meat. Never mind. So the berries, it's basically like the things we should be eating. Fish, limited amount of meat, monkeys, fruits and vegetables, and they have some corn that they harvest, and they have little gardens and stuff like that.
So fairly limited carbohydrates then.
It is so good that they live till 70, but you have to remember, they're in a jungle in a grass hut.
Yeah, that's without modern day health care or any of the other things that they have as life extensions. So that's incredible.
So I think Harmon's has a special on monkeys this week, so you might want to go down and check.
I can't eat a monkey.
Check it out.
I can't eat a monkey. That's horrible.
Never mind. I'll just leave it there.
All right, I'm going to go to Daisy in the Gephardt Daily newsroom. I will compose myself as she speaks. The Gephardt Daily News is brought to you by Robert J. DeBry. Robert J. DeBry has offices in Salt Lake City, Sandy City, and down in St. George. You can go to robertdebry.com if you'd like for more information on how they can help you. Also, Brent Brown Toyota, serving all of Utah County. They will bend over backwards for you. To take a look at all their fabulous car inventory, you can go to brentbrowntoyota.com. Good morning, Daisy. What's going on?
Thanks, Todd and Erin. Hello, everyone. Here's what's making news this Tuesday morning on GephardtDaily.com. Police investigators are on the scene of an early morning shooting at the Super 8 motel in South Jordan. Shots were first reported around 4 a.m. When officers arrived, they found a critically injured woman in a second-floor room with a gunshot wound to the head. The shooting victim was rushed to Intermountain Medical Center in Murray in extremely critical condition. No word on her condition or motive for the shooting. A man who was in the room with her at the time of the shooting was being questioned by police. And state prosecutors have charged a Tocqueville woman with 2 additional child abuse charges for allegedly locking her 12-year-old son in a second-story bathroom and starving him for more than a year. Brandy K. James, 36, was originally arrested in January after her son, who weighed just 30 pounds, was admitted to the Dixie Medical Center in St. George, where doctors called police. Prosecutors said the new charges stem from the discovery of just how much physical and emotional damage the 12-year-old suffered in captivity. And dozens of families are back in their homes after a major gas leak in Salt Lake City. At least 30 residences were evacuated from the vicinity of 800 East and Roosevelt Avenue starting about 5 p.m. Work crews for Questar detected the leak in a pipeline while performing routine maintenance. All but a few residents were given the all clear to return to their homes around midnight. And now a quick look at the weather this fine Tuesday morning, where lows are in the 50s. Highs this afternoon in the upper 70s. And enjoy the great weather while you can. Changes are coming Wednesday with a spot of rain and cooler temperatures. Todd and Erin, back to you.
Thank you, Daisy.
All right, so FanX.
It was so
It won't
epic.
go away.
No, it was epic. No, look, I'm sorry, but I'm very proud of this. We are the second biggest fan convention in the country. We beat out New York City, we beat out Dallas, Philadelphia, Chicago, all of them. The only one that beats us is San Diego Comic-Con. So, A, we rock, and B, this is a wonderful session because they had a lot of the Walking Dead characters there, the actors who played Eugene, who played Ezekiel, excuse me, I always switch those two, and of course my beloved Abraham, who had his head bashed in by Negan at the first of the season, which was kind of depressing for most of us. But the important thing is they were all there on stage, and it was such a great moment. Have a look. FanX 17 this year from Salt Lake Comic-Con was magnificent.
I just love all the merchandise and seeing the art and seeing everyone.
I've never seen so many big names in one spot before.
Mr. Corey Payton!
When you can get the actors who play Abraham, Eugene, and Ezekiel from The Walking Dead on one stage, there's a lot of questions you want answered about the world's highest rated show. Now first, the first show of this season when Abraham and Glenn met their rather gruesome end, what did Michael Kudlitz think about his character's finish at the hands of Negan?
He went out like he lived. I mean, it was 100%. So I don't have a regret with the scene, but overall, it would have been great to be a walker.
Apparently, showing fondness for your characters on The Walking Dead is a bit different than how you and I like to show the love.
It's a special effects and a horror crew. And the way that they show their love is by taking you out. When they take you out, they're going to show their love by giving you a death worthy of the stuff that they do.
When asked about their favorite places in Georgia to shoot, Akari instantly had an answer.
Indoors, when I got to wear 3 different layers of friggin' clothing and a wig and all of this, I would prefer, less humidity. Indoors. I deserve that.
Somebody on this stage still has a job.
Now, Michael Kudlitz has been in several excellent shows, including Band of Brothers, which turned out to be even more of a beating than The Walking Dead.
I got some guy yelling at me, "You're a piece of crap! You're gonna amount to nothing! Just shut up!" And you're down there going, "No, dude, I'm actually doing pretty good. I'm really? All right. Okay, I'm a piece of crap, you're right."
Now, someone in the audience posed a really intense thought. Is there room for morals or hope in the zombie apocalypse? Well, Kari had a really interesting answer.
I'm in the hope business. And I always tell myself that whenever I get down, I was like, boy, people come to see you. They come to see you to be excited, be educated, be entertained. They're coming for some kind of hope. So you be hopeful, first of all. That's your first job. And I feel like that's Ezekiel. He's like, yeah, there's dead people walking around and people trying to kill me. Be hopeful, fool. At least you're still alive.
Of course, even the hopeful Ezekiel has crushed dreams and hopes. Asked what book series they'd love to work with if it ever came to the screen, he knew.
If they ever make like a live-action Harry Potter, I'd love to be a part of it.
You can see these guys know each other so well, from years of heat and bugs and trudging all over Georgia to shoot, yes, the highest rated show in the world. And whether their characters live or die, their friendships don't.
Thank you so much.
FanX, amazing!
I loved watching them. That was so much fun. Oh, one inside tip: if you notice, Josh McDermott, who plays Eugene, still has the big old mullet. That means they're still filming for this season, which means he's not dead yet. So that's very exciting for me.
All right.
That's the only way we can find out. Okay,
So there
I'm
was
happy.
some wholesome things at FanX too.
Well, this is the one thing that Richard, our photographer, does better than anybody. He gets these great shots. I'm never sure how, but Carrie, always, I hate saying that, always, of course, who was in The Princess Bride.
And you can't be a Utah unless you've watched it 24 times.
Listen, this is the Bible for romance, pal. The Bible.
As you wish.
And, I know, right? Okay, anyway, the important thing is he did a breakout session, and there was this really cute moment when a little girl stood up to ask him a question, and she's like shaking because she must be like 10. So Carrie does this absolutely epic romantic moment. Can you run this, because it's really cute?
Very sweet. Is this Mom? Where's Mom? Where's Mom? Hi, Mom. How you doing? Okay, what's your question?
Did you ever have a crush on Buttercup?
Did I ever have a crush on Buttercup? Good question. Very, very smart young lady right here. I wasn't the only person who had a crush on Buttercup. When she showed up on the set.
Oh, yeah.
I am so in love with her. Oh my gosh, she's
Princess
so.
Bride.
Did you see her face too? She's like, this is so cool.
Never swear with a Sicilian when it comes down to mat. Yeah, right.
You really can't help
That's my
yourself, can
favorite
you?
part. That's my favorite part.
It's interesting too, because she was asking basically if he ever had a crush on Princess Buttercup, who is Robin Wright, and he said the entire cast had a crush on Princess Buttercup.
It's just even better now.
But it's a wonderfully romantic movie. But in any case, if you missed any of this or you want to go back and see more of our FanX footage, you can always go to gephartdaily.com. Richard put together some really beautiful pieces, and so you really get a flavor of how amazing it was this year.
Coming up next, a blatant crime has happened.
Really?
Yeah, with fashion. I didn't even know this existed, but it does. And we'll
Crimes
tell you
against fashion.
Coming up next. Yeah.
Okay.
Merit Medical. Why work for fast food wages when you can start at Merit for a whole lot more? Merit Medical. Great products, great people, a great company. Learn more at merit.com/careers. The law offices of Robert J. DeBry and Associates, with offices in Salt Lake City, Sandy City, and St. George. Check them out at robertdebry.com.
Todd and Erin Morning stream on gephartdaily.com. I want to tell you a story about purses.
Okay.
We're going to do purses.
This is something that relates to me now
It
that I'm
is.
interested.
Now you like purses like I like sneakers. Mm-hmm. Because you get one bag and you just wear it out till it's dead.
Well, no, I have a really good Kate Spade that I hold on to, but I have like 3 purses waiting for me in the closet, just waiting for their turn to come out. Like there was a really good deal once that I got on a Gucci bag, and I'm scared to take it out of the closet because it's expensive, and if I touch it, it could get hurt.
Here's the background on this. San Diego, 3 o'clock in the morning, Neiman Marcus.
Mm-hmm. The mothership.
5 or 6 different criminals walk up to the glass door. Mm-hmm. They bust it, and all 6 walk in. Like in a row. Like they've practiced
like a bank
this.
heist.
Dressed like ninjas. Hoodies and masks and the whole works.
Yeah.
They go directly to the areas where the things they were going to steal were.
Okay, like the jewelry, the high-end jewelry, things like that?
Pocketbooks. Purses.
Purses?
And they knew exactly what they were doing. They just swept them up like these. They swept them up.
Oh, so those are the Coach. Yeah, those are Coach clutches. Those are worth like $2,000 each.
Right? I didn't know.
Oh no, and the satchels are even more expensive. They can go as high as $5,000. So that's not even remotely surprising. Oh, yeah, and then, of course, the alligator skin ones, those are a specialty handmade items, so those could go as high as $7,000. So I'm not surprised. As a
If
matter
you
of
bought a
fact,
bag for $7,000, you wouldn't have any money to put inside them.
they're the stupidly rich, and they're the rest of us.
So here's the
They're the
deal.
ones who get the alligator bags.
They go to their designated areas,
Mm-hmm,
evidently, so shows the security. The alarm has gone off, by the way. So they're like, they know they have X amount of time.
They're on a timetable.
And they did it like this. Some guy gives a signal. They all line up in line, and they all go out the door carrying the purses. They get into cars. They had this on video that had paper license plates on them, so they could rip them off really fast.
Clever.
And they disappeared into the night.
Have these purse thieves ever been caught? How much merchandise did they get away with?
150,000.
Okay, even for me, you could really have lifted enough purses to be worth 150,000
Yeah. And there's really no way to track them now unless they find a bunch of,
purses.
factory accessorized thieves.
That's evil genius, though, because if you think about it, the average bank robbery now, the FBI put out statistics.
low.
It's like 23,000. That's the average. So you have basically committed a massive felony, automatic
Armed,
huge
if you're
jail
armed.
time,
Yeah.
and that's what you get, 23,000. So if you think about the fact that they pulled $150,000 worth of purses, that was a fairly successful heist.
I wonder if they
Chastised?
sashayed
They saw
to the
shade
cars
down
because
there.
they're like, oh, anyway. 150,000. I want to talk
That
about.
amazes me.
I want to talk about the ocean. I want to talk about Hawaii. I want to talk about Maui. And there's a guy there. His name is Leo. Now, he was out in a kayak. Now, the reason kayaks are so popular now is to fish out of one person is because you can move around really fast.
Yeah, it's low to the water, it's
Right.
sleek, it really moves quickly,
It's
and
quiet.
it's a one-man thing. Yeah.
Right. And I've seen people land 400-pound groupers in you couldn't put them in the boat. You
Yeah,
had to
you have to
drag
drag
them
'em
like
along.
Old man in the sea.
Pretty much.
So he was out doing his regular fishing thing, okay, in his kayak, and then he heard a splash behind him.
Oh, I bet it's a dolphin.
He
I
looked
love
behind
those.
him.
A dolphin?
He didn't see anything. No, this is basically, go ahead, this is what he saw. His GoPro goes under the water.
He put his. Oh my good lord, that's a shark, right?
It's a great white,
That's a great white. How big is that thing?
big enough to eat him.
That's like 6 feet.
Yeah.
How close is that to his kayak?
Why is his hand in the water?
Yeah, that's my next question. Oh, that is so
Yeah, right?
freaking
Wait,
scary.
here he comes. Oh my.
Oh god.
You know that kayak would be full of urine at this point
Yeah,
if that
pretty
was
much
me.
if that were me too. How? So
Let me
how
tell
long
you
did it
this.
circle?
For over an hour.
And you can't really paddle because then they think it's an agitated fish flapping in the water,
He
right?
called his friend on the radio and said, da da da, there's a shark and he's a great white. And
wants
he's
to eat
chasing-"
me,
And his
and
friends
he's-
were like, yeah, stop drinking so much beer. And they were kidding with him. And they finally understood that he was serious, but he just very slowly paddled away.
Because you have to be really careful, yeah.
Why would you put your hand in the water?
You know what? This is the same reason that people will take selfies as they fall off a hideous building to their horrifying death. I mean, because you have to get a picture.
I don't know what I would do. And I like animals, not sharks. Because in every documentary, you always see those sharks that come up under the seals and they explode into the water, into
Yeah,
the air.
yeah.
That could have been him.
I know, because that's one of the reasons that like surfers get attacked a lot is because they're mistaken for seals. So that would have been like the world's worst fishing trip, I'm guessing.
People who smell good. We're going to talk about this right now.
Okay.
You smell good.
Thank you,
Your
honey.
perfume is great. I really like it.
It's Dolce & Gabbana. It's the one you got me for Christmas.
Oh, I have good taste.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like wearing cologne.
I'm disappointed about that too, because I would love to get you some of the ones. I mean, like light blue is a beautiful fragrance. You'd love that one.
Everything smells the same when you wear cologne. And first of all, if you're one of those overusers, this goes for men and women, stop it.
We had a boss like that, and when he hugged you, you smelled like him for
Oh,
a
I
long
did.
time.
And he was a billionaire, and they still don't have any money. So the smell thing, they're constantly, you've seen the perfume ads on TV, they're really confusing. It's like a
You're not sure what they're really pushing until the end.
Right. It's like a woman dives into a pool wearing a white gown. There's a goat over here drinking
Sipping
a
some
margarita.
champagne with his hooves.
Right, right. It's
Yeah.
just really strange. Well, they are always in search of something, and this company has come up with something, and they like to call it kitty perfume.
I beg your pardon?
They make it out of kitties. There's some right now. They don't really.
They don't make it from
No,
kitties.
no,
they make it to smell like a kitty, right?
I'm not sure. I think it's the essence of a kitty.
It's essence of kitty.
It's not like they...
Is it like their little pink bellies? Like, when they have those little soft furry bellies and you rub them? Is that the smell you're getting?
I don't think they like squeeze cat juice out of them or anything, which made me always wonder about baby oil, but that's just me. And here it is, kitten fur.
This is not a joke. This is real.
This is real, $25.
Demeter, kitten fur. That is serious.
Yeah, it's serious. It gives you the comfort and
Wow.
the serenity that you have when you hold a cat. Except we fostered cats from the Humane Society, and you know what those
All the
cats smell
time.
like? Yeah, kitty litter and poo.
Yeah.
Put
yeah.
that in a bottle.
Pretty much. And so does the fur all over your shirt come optional with the kitten fur perfume?
I don't
or
think
do
it
you
sheds.
have to get that
I don't
yourself?
think the bottles shed. That's ridiculous.
That's reaching. I got to be honest. This is one thing that makes me always touched because I think bullying has got to be the most painful thing. As a parent, Zachary got bullied once, and it was all I could do not to
Kill.
set the whole playground on fire. And
Yeah.
Zoe hasn't been bullied yet, mainly because Zoe's
Bossy.
6 and terrifying. The kids are all scared of her. But that's got to be the hardest thing in the world as a parent because your natural response is like, I will go find this kid, I will find their parent, I will set them both on fire and their shrubs
Right.
and their tool shed. I mean,
Right.
that's how angry and paranoid and protective you feel. So how did this guy handle this?
Well, this is really interesting because they put it on Facebook. Let's watch it, okay?
You got bullied today, huh?
Yeah.
What happened? You want to talk about it?
So,
Can you tell me what happened?
I was going to my line, then 2 boys passed me, and then they made fun of me.
What did they make fun of you about?
My hair.
Because you have long hair?
Yeah.
It's pretty long, dude. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Why do you have long hair? Is there a reason why you have long hair?
I want to donate it.
So you're growing your hair out so you can donate it. And
Yeah.
some kids came by and said you look like a girl.
Yeah.
How did it make you feel, man?
It made me feel sad.
Do you think you're the only person that gets bullied?
No.
No? Do you think by telling people your story, it helps you feel better about it? Maybe you can help someone else feel better?
Yeah.
But what you have to remember when someone makes fun of you is just because you're unique and you don't look like everyone else doesn't mean that you're weird or being different is a bad thing. What do you think?
I think being different is a good thing.
Yeah.
It means you think different than other people.
Dude, that makes me so happy you just said that.
How's that?
The moment the kid said, he asked, why are you growing your hair out? And the kid goes, to give to locks of love. And it's like, oh,
Or it's like for kids with cancer, have lots of chemotherapy is taking their hair.
my heart is just, it just, your heart explodes.
They make wigs out of it. It's
But
awesome.
I love the charm of that dad because this is a guy who you were expecting to bite the arm off somebody and chew it standing in front of them. Because, he's a big, scary looking guy. And for him to do that tender video with his kid.
Right.
And talk about.
Book by its cover, judgmental, right?
And but talking about being courageous and
Yeah.
being able to stand up for yourself and
Yeah.
what you believe in. That was gorgeous.
There are people who make you want to aspire to be great. There are people who set examples. There are people who motivate. There are people who you want to follow, right?
Yeah.
And then there are people who just rub it in your face.
Are you thinking of someone in particular?
Yeah, there's this woman, I just read this story.
Okay.
And she is participating in what they call the triple marathon. It's called
the 777?
777.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 7 marathons, 7 continents, 7 days. Once again, let's do.
Can you freaking believe that?
24 plus miles, 7 of those in 7 days.
So you're running
Every
a
day.
marathon, then you're getting on a plane, you're flying to the next continent.
And you get out of the plane, you start running. That's
I mean,
how it
literally.
works in 7 days.
So who is she? Just like some psycho, 24-year-old fitness model?
You
Who
would
is she?
think so. You would think so. No, here she is. Yeah,
Oh, I love her so much.
she's 70.
Look at what?
She's 70.
She's 70.
So this goes back to my point about people who just want to make you look bad, because there's no way to top that.
And she's wearing her little kitty hat. I love her so
let
much
me
right
say
now.
that again. She's 70. That's the quadruple 7.
I think I've pretty much just finished off any sense of adequacy I might have ever had in my lifetime. That's amazing.
I have trouble walking to the fridge sometimes.
So she must have hit 70 and went, the only thing I can do is
a
do the 777.
And they have more. Then they've just added an 8 now. They're
Like
gonna do.
a boss.
Good
70 years
grief.
old.
Shouldn't she be knitting or something?
Maybe she knitted the hat.
Oh.
That is amazing. I'm so proud of her.
So one of the, first of all, there were flash mobs, right? And then there were planking, right? And then there was the other thing where you jump into a pool and you'd look bored reading a paper on your side.
Oh, yeah.
Or the other trend was videos of people reading papers on roller coasters.
Yeah.
One guy was smoking a pipe. We just look at and they freeze like that, and so when you get the pictures, that looks really funny.
Yeah.
There's something new, which
Mannequin
is
challenge.
right.
Everyone's been doing this for about a year now,
So-
and it's a nightmare. We tried to do it over the holidays just with our family.
And this was like
and
12
keeping people still is a nightmare.
Like there's 12 people trying to keep them still. So at FanX, they decided they were going to take a shot at it. Here we go.
This has got to be the world's.
Everybody just stand still.
There's 4,500 people.
I know.
4,500 people in that ballroom when it's full.
But when you tell people about this, it doesn't sound funny or anything at all.
But look at this.
But on this scale,
4,500 people doing the mannequin challenge, and look how well this is. I mean, this is done because this is still going on, They're still holding their arms out perfectly.
isn't that crazy?
Still going on.
All right. Well, you guys have
So
a
I
good
think
day.
they set the record, right?
Something, yeah. Thanks for joining us. It's the Todd and Erin Morning Stream on GephartDaily.com.
And don't forget, you can catch up on anything that you might have missed at GephartDaily.com. All of our shows are listed there. You can binge watch anytime you want.
They lose it when the DJ drops the knee. Getting so gone, I'm not blinking. What in the world was I thinking? New day, new money to be made. There is nothing to explain.